I can't believe my eyes. There's equipment ready to move some dirt. This has been a very, 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 very long time coming. We have our permits, we have our approval from the Property Owners Association, and we are ready to get going. So today is officially day one of the next phase. So you got this big guy out here, porta potties out here, and they have also, we had already staked the corners of the house, but now they have like all the individual little stakes, which you probably can't tell anything from this, but it's like a full outline of the entire house. So those are up. They're gonna be moving dirt this week. There's some trees that are gonna have to be cut down. But oh my God, we are so excited to get started. We had a couple trees snap during these bad windstorms we had earlier this year, but those were already dead. So that just goes to show, if you got dead trees, need to take care of them. It is April 29th and we officially broke ground yesterday. We are so, so, so excited. Man, this was a long process. So the last video, I believe, was filmed in February. So took a little bit longer than expected. I wanted, without going into too much detail, I just wanted to comment, if you are building a home, especially a custom home, and working with a drafter, make sure from the very beginning, when you are drafting up your plans, that you find out about any requirements, building requirements from your county, if there's going to be engineering required. So long story short, that was one of our biggest holdups, getting our permit, and it went back and forth numerous times, resubmitting plans, because they were needing specific engineering for the walls that were over 12 feet tall. So again, not going to comment too much on that, but it's so, so important to help prevent delays. Just make sure you know your building requirements, and if there is any engineering that's going to be required, definitely go ahead and get that done up front, so you're not just going back and forth. But anyway, we are headed out there now. We're going to meet with the superintendent and see everything move for the first time, see dirt move for the first time. All right, we're about to have our first look. Wow!
And we talked to a vista yesterday.
God, that's a beautiful sight.
And we had mentioned,
I literally never thought this day would come. Man, this is crazy.
So, you know, here's your patio right here, and we kind of understand that, you know, we'd have to bring in a ton of fill in here and compact it, grade it, and then you're going to end up with this porch way the heck off the ground. So my suggestion is, you know, do a deck, and then
they said they will be done with all this digging probably by tomorrow. That's crazy how fast they can do this. What's up? We are out at the house site, and today they finally finished leveling off everything for the house pad. So I wanted to just come out and film the progress so far. Basically all the work or dirt work is done. And the next steps, starting next week, they're going to start pouring the concrete footings and start working on the foundation. They're going to be digging utility trenches, bringing power out. So that'll be over the next couple weeks, and then probably around the first week of June, they will start framing. and I'll do a separate video on that, but I wanted to kind of talk about some of the site development stuff. There's some trees which you can see behind me here. These are pretty close to the house, so that tree, that tree, that tree, and those two trees, they're going to be taking down because there are some heavy windstorms up here, and we do not want to take a risk of any trees falling on our brand new house. So let's come over here and show you what we got so far. Welcome to our house. Okay, so where I'm standing right now is the front left corner, and you can see like this comes to my chest, so that's probably about 4.5 feet. And what they did, let's show you here. So they'll level it out and then drop down right here. So here's about a 2-foot drop. Leveled again, drop down, and one more drop down. So this is about 3 feet. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different levels as of right now. The house is one level, and it's obviously going to be just straight and level. But what they do is when they come back next week and start pouring the concrete footings, basically they'll start from here and just build up like kind of like little concrete walls, and it will outline the house. So you'll have walls built up outlining the house, and then I guess throughout different places, kind of similar to pier and beam, I guess. But anyways, that's the concrete foundation. But this is the front right corner. So this is our master bedroom area, but it's probably hard to tell, but from where I'm standing to the left side of the house is about a 10-foot drop. So where I'm at right here, ground level, the floor of the house will actually be about 10 feet above where I'm standing right now. So all this is going to have to be built up. And then back up a little bit, we'll have a basement underneath our master bedroom on this side of the house. So in order to access that, it'll be an exterior door. So you just come out, walk around the hill, and then there will be a door down here to get into the basement. So it's going to be interesting to see it come to life. It's hard to kind of visualize it the way it is right now, but next step is foundation, and they're going to be digging utility lines. I may have already said all that, but utility trenches, bringing power out, etc. So if we come to this side of the house, and again, I'm about 10 feet below of where the actual flooring of the house will start, but out here you can kind of see the lines are drawn, starting not quite to the end of the house, but probably right about there. We're gonna have a wood deck which will come out, and it'll go from our bedroom all the way around the back of the house, which will be like the living and kitchen area. And then that will come all the way, it'll come out 14 feet, and it will stop in front of the man cave, which has a set of sliding doors. So you'll be able to access the deck through the man cave, the kitchen, the living room, as well as our master bedroom. And then there will be a little, probably just a few steps, because this is pretty high ground right here and pretty level. So you'll have a few steps going down right here. This front, back left corner of the house is the mother-in-law suite. And so my mother-in-law's apartment, she'll also have a set of sliding doors out the back of her apartment, and then she'll have a concrete patio here. So let me get a view from this way. So she'll have a patio, turn the corner, and then we'll have our back patio, and everyone will be able to look down the hill down to this little ravine right here to the back of the property. So I wanted to talk just about a couple changes so far. We just began building, and there's already been some changes. So the building, construction, real estate market is absolutely insane right now, especially where we are in North Idaho, all across the country really, but it's booming here. Coeur d'Alene was just ranked the #1 real estate market in the country right now, so it's just like blowing up. But with that said, so let's talk cost. I've done some previous videos about, you know, the contracting and drafting phase, our loans, you know, needing a down payment, etc., and anticipating for price increases throughout the build. And everyone had said, you know, kind of expect about a 10 to 20% price increase. That happened already a long time ago, from what we had originally budgeted for. However, now it's like a whole new issue with lumber. So right now, from about a year ago when we did our, you know, contracting and drafting phase, lumber prices has increased significantly. So we're already about $35,000 more over budget again, and that's about average right now, that lumber is about $35,000 more once you start building from when you actually did your plans and everything. So we are dealing with that right now. With the lumber cost, you can also probably expect increase of prices in cabinetry and basically anything with wood, and it's not just wood though, it's like copper lines and wiring, electrical, like just everything in general has gone up. So I'm sure we're going to be seeing some of those increases along the way. So if you're building, definitely have, you know, it's good to prepare for that and have some reserves set aside to prepare for those cost increase. So the next thing, some unknown factors, which you really, when you're building on a mountain, you really don't know how it's gonna dig until you bring out excavators and start your site work. So for example, what I mean by that is your soil. So whether you have clay soil, there could be very rocky soil, you could have boulders. I mean, we are on a mountain, so a lot of those unknown things can come up, especially at the very beginning of your site work. We really lucked out. You can see like the soil, it's pretty good clay and soil, so we really lucked out with that and didn't hit any boulders. There is some crushed granite, but we really lucked out with the soil. But just a little tip here, if you are building on a mountain, that is one thing that you could possibly run into when they start digging. And they could come out and do some tests on soil, but again, until they get the tractors out here and really start digging deep down, you don't know really what's under there. You also don't know really how deep you've got to go. So like I said, we had estimated, our builder had estimated with our slope, we thought it was going to be about a 6-foot drop from left to right. So we had kind of anticipated that, but after they started digging and, you know, figure out how far down and how many, you know, drop down levels they need to go, it's really about 10 feet. And so what that has done and how that's impacted us, let me take you back over here again to the patio. So originally we were going to be doing a concrete slab, like a concrete patio out the backs. Well, and if it was, you know, just coming from, let's say, the start of that point over there where the patio would be to this point, we thought it might be about a 4-foot drop, and it would have been easier to build up soil and have your patio and then just level out your soil, you know, into your yard basically. Well, because it's like a 10-foot drop now, you really don't want to do that, because then it's just going to look funny and have a big dirt mound basically with the patio sitting on top. So what they suggested is, and really this was our only option, is instead of doing a concrete patio, we're going to be doing a wood deck. And again, this area is going to be basement right here, but what we're going to do is build up, or not build up, but there'll be posts, and we'll have the wood deck, so that way it's not, you know, you don't have a concrete slab that ends up just dropping off. So that is some additional costs that were not anticipated, and you know, that part sucks, but we're actually really excited about this deck. I think it's going to be really cool, but those are just some unexpected costs and things that you might have to plan for when you're building on a steep slope like that. So where we're sitting on that, the cost of the deck is going to be about 14 grand, and then goes up from there depending on what kind of railing we decide to go with. So that includes just like basic, set the camera down, basic wood railing, but if we upgrade to like either cable or glass rail, those will be some additional cost. So we're probably gonna have to go back to the drawing board. Like I said, we're already about 35 grand over on lumber. Now this deck, so I mean, you see how quickly it adds up. So we're gonna go revisit some of the finishes and the selections we had picked for inside the house, and maybe do some modifications there to help even out that cost. But so far, that's where we're at. And like I said, in a couple weeks, they'll be doing framing, and or over the next couple weeks, they'll be doing the foundation work, utilities, power, all that stuff, and then get ready to frame for the first week of June. So we'll do another video for you guys then. See what I found. Those are wild strawberries, and these are wild roses. So that's pretty exciting. We have those growing around the house. So now I am going to play. I'm gonna do a little workout here today and chop up some trees.